So the learning curve wasn't just in how to make the ice cream, which we went in completely different direction than when we started. Um, but it was the fact that we also had to learn how to flavor it. One thing we've noticed with some of the copycats or the different people that are making liquid nitrogen ice cream is they don't have a lot of flavors, or they're using off the shelf flavors that may not work that well with ice cream, because it's either makes it too sweet or has an aftertaste or whatever. But what we did is we started with extracts, and we thought we were going to be able to use extracts directly to the product. But what we found is that the extracts or the emulsions were too strong, and would make it bitter. And so about 2005, we just had a couple of flavors that were tested and true, and we would add some flavors, and quite frankly, the customers became guinea pigs a lot of the times. But at any rate, we figured out that the dilution ratio, and it was trial and error. We had to come up with a dilution ratio, and that became the base for our recipes. Now, all of our recipes are made from an all natural product when possible. There's some things that just aren't possible, like cotton candy is not a natural flavor, so therefore it's not a natural cotton candy flavor. But strawberry, things that can be are. We've worked very hard, so we spent about 2 weeks per flavor just to test and try out new flavors, and that's where our base came from on our flavoring. But the thing we found until about 2011 is that once you dilute the flavors, especially since they're all natural, they ferment, and that's a problem. It changes the flavor, and it's not very good, and it's probably not very. It's not something you want, because fermentation is bacteria. It comes from bacteria. But when it's in a concentrate, it won't ferment. So we had to figure out like how to make it so that it was shelf stable. Now our vendor that we were buying our flavors from came to us and asked us if they could take a stab at co-packing our flavors, and so they were taking they were already selling us the concentrates, and repack it for us and then test it. They had a food scientist on staff, and that they would preserve it, and so to make sure that it wouldn't um, go bad. So we have a very low sugar flavor, if not sugar free, according to the FDA, and it's shelf stable for 3 years. So it's a very we spent a lot of time, working on our flavors to make the flavors right.